Hi, everybody. It's Mark Rushton of markrushton.com and also markrushtongallery.com. And this a little bit different video today, and I'm doing it live. So I'm just going to do my little introduction here and see if anybody shows up. It doesn't really matter whether anybody shows up or not. But this could be a little bit different video today. I do have another series just besides talking about my Instagram photo of the day or talking about art or talking about music. And it's called Realtor Recon for Artists. And this is number 29 in the series. And this is a $35,900 Keokuk, Iowa fixer-upper within eyeshot of the Mississippi River. Now, what is Realtor Recon for Artists? Well, I'm Mark Rushton of markrushton.com and markrushtongallery.com. I'm a recording artist and a fine artist. Someday I'd like to have a studio workspace outside my house. Could be a separate home, could be a rented or purchased commercial location, could be an outbuilding, or an acreage, on an acreage, sorry. I just don't know. Probably be way in the future. Could be in a big town, probably be in a small town. Who knows? I'm currently in Iowa, so most of the properties that I feature and talk about here are located in Iowa. I contend that artists such as musicians, painters, writers, etc., should not live in expensive areas or big cities if they can help it. If they have a bit of income from their work, they should consider moving somewhere cheap in the sticks and owning property rather than renting. Give you time to focus on your work and building your career. Using realty websites is a great way to do some advanced reconnaissance. And that's what I do here with these videos with Realtor Recon for Artists. So let's just 309 Fulton Street, Keokuk, Iowa. I saw this when it came on the market several days ago. And the funny thing is that my wife, long story, but she is acquainted with somebody who lives in a faraway state. And that person was talking about this house. And I was like, that's funny. I was going to do a Realtor Recon on this house of all things. I do watch the real estate listings in Iowa. I have for many, many years. But let's take a look at where it is here. And I've never been to Keokuk. I know somebody from Keokuk, and he's just like, I'm not moving back to Keokuk. But if you want to live cheap, especially in Iowa, Keokuk is the place. Let's take a look at the map here of where this house is. It's just, a block and a half from the Mississippi River. Let's take a look at that satellite view here, and let's go out a little bit. Yeah, you're right by the Lock and Dam number 19, Keokuk Lake. You're right across the river from, what town is that? Is that Hamilton? What town is that? See, I've never been there. Hamilton, Illinois, right across the way there. So that's where you are, and you get your main drag here. You've got hotels, the post office, Walgreens, lots of funeral homes, McDonald's. They got a McDonald's there. Oh my gosh. Wendy's. What else? A high school. O'Reilly's Auto Parts. Look at what is this? What is this? One big main drag. I told you I've never been here before. Boat ramps. A lot of churches. A lot of cemeteries. Keokuk Tank Wash. What? Tanks? What are you talking about? Tank Wash. Walmart. That's it. Civilization. And the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. Yacht Club. Look at this. It goes on forever. An antique mall. Look at this. Just carved this right out. I've never been. I should go down there sometime when I have all my free time, right? Anyway, there you go. Let's get back to the listing here. Yeah, homes are pretty cheap in Keokuk. But this one's a bit of a fixer-upper. It's not the end of the world. I would not. I don't think I would. Maybe I have featured disasters. I have featured some disasters in the past, but that's as a warning. That's as a warning. Like that church. There was that church. I think it was number 28, the church that was just Moldville, Wasn't that near, I think that was near like Fort Dodge or Webster City or something like that. I can't remember. Well, let's go to the big screen here. 3 bedrooms, 1 bath, 1,914 square feet, kind of a big house. 2-story. And let's look at the description here. And of course, This is so typical. This is about as generic as it gets. Hello, whoever's showing up here on the scene here. Thanks for joining. This is a Realtor Recon for artists. Actually, I should make a banner on this, but so we're going to be talking about some real estate here and why artists, musicians, and painters and stuff like that shouldn't live in expensive big cities. They should live in small towns in the sticks and own property, right? But look at the property details. They always say this because it's 152 years old. Historical home in Keokuk, Iowa. Historical. It's not on the National Historical List, but it's historical. What's historical about it other than it being old? Who knows? You got to dig into the newspapers for that one. Um, Great hardwood floors throughout, original marble fireplace surround, original cast iron fireplace face, and woodwork. Got great bones. They've always got great bones. I remember one guy a long time ago, some guy who worked on houses told me, they don't make them like they used to, and thank God. But this one's not bad. It's not bad, and for 35.9, I don't think you can buy a car for that these days, right? A used car? Yeah, maybe. Maybe a Kia or something. 35.9, who knows? But look at that. Someone's done a little magic in the past there with the blue. I don't know if that's necessarily needed. And the white, it can just be concrete, but it is what it is. Once you start painting things, you can never not paint them. You always have to paint them. That's the way it goes. And then you got these little pockets here in the front yard. My grandma in one of her houses had something like this, but except it was a hill that went down here. What's Wait, I got comments here. Oh my God, this is great. Bonjour. Oh, that's great. Thank you. Thank you. You look almost identical to UK. Well, thank you very much. Thank you very much. Yeah, see, I'll highlight the comments. That's not a problem here. So, you know, let's take a look at this place here. Go through it. It's got a little one-car garage. Obviously, that's an addition. So no one parked their barouche down there back in 1870. So that's obviously an addition. And things look a little what do you see over here? Yeah, a little sideways. That's okay. That's called character. The roof looks good. Maybe a little bit needs a little bit of extra paint or something like that on the what do they call it? The sofa or the fascia, something like that. Yeah, that always needs detail. That's always the hardest thing. You need scaffolding or a lift of some kind in there, but not bad. I'm not so sure about that blue trim. I think maybe a different color scheme would be super nice. Although there's nothing wrong with the white house. Yes, I'm reviewing houses. I'm reviewing houses for the artists should live in cheap locations and and focus on their work rather than trying to pay the rent. So on the inside here, we've got yeah, it looks like Prince lived here, right? And the thing about these cheap homes the thing about these cheap homes is that they all kind of have these color schemes, and they were all painted every weird color, and then they always have like little nicks in them too as well. I don't really quite understand that, but obviously this is nothing that you can't spend an afternoon with a Wagner power painter and a few coats and you're good. Like a nice crown molding there, and then you've got this probably asbestos. Uh, Flooring. Yeah, you gotta be careful with that. That vinyl flooring of yore may have asbestos in it. And looks like we've got some old wiring there. Yeah. But don't be thrown off by the first pictures here. It's just wild colors. It's not a really too bad. And here's the living room, a nice big living room. Do need a little bit of ceiling repair, but that's just a little bit of drywall help, uh, drywall repair. Not really the hugest thing, I guess. That does look good. That looks fine. Again, a little problems here and there, but and your floor is bowing and everything like that. But um, what do you expect for a 150-year-old house? That's the price of a cheap new car these days. And that's and the wood floors, very nice. You can get them refinished if you want, or lots of rugs, not a big deal. So it's not the end of the world. It's not the end of the world. Just a little bit of attention to detail. It's just been kind of neglected for a few decades. And the kitchen is passable. Not bad. Looks like it was remodeled probably in the 60s or 70s, something like that. It not bad. I would not turn my nose up at this. And you gotta love that vinyl flooring is awesome. That is grandma's funky house right there. Um, and again, you're patching a lot of walls, you're patching a lot of ceilings. You probably might have to replace some windows. They're probably very, very old. Who knows how old they are? But again, not the end of the earth. And so much room. What do we got here? A little bathtub. Yeah, it's not the prettiest thing there. A little patch, a little bit of designer white. This would not scare me. Not that I'm in the market for this type of place or this much work, but if you're looking for just a space to do work, there you go. Now, um, here's the view from the roof of the second floor. It looks like, and you get an eye shot because you're only a block and a half away from the Mississippi River. There you are. There you are. Like you want to go out and have your view of Illinois, have your view of the Mississippi River, Keokuk Lake. There it is. So there's not much to see on this, but check this out. Check this out. Monthly payment. I don't even know if you can you get a mortgage for something this cheap here, but I mean, oh, the interest rates are up 4.6%. Your monthly payment's $281 with 20% down, right? Total due at closing 8616. I mean, I think most of us can find that on a credit card, I hope. But yeah, $148 principal and interest, $123 property tax. Yeah, that's right. $1,400 property tax a year. $10 a month home insurance might be a little bit more than that. Um, but yeah, 20% down. I mean, if you were moving from some expensive place where you're paying 15 2000 $2,500 a month or something like that, and then, this is essentially you can buy the place almost in a year, right? And if you have any equity or something like that, you just throw it into the house. You hire people to have things done. It's of course I did see the basement. You don't see any pictures of the basement. You don't see any pictures of the garage. That might only hold like a Model T. Typically they do. Um, and then how big was the yard here? 2,700 square foot lot. That's pretty tiny. Oh. Let's zero in on this one more time. Wow, there is no backyard. None. That is it. Get a little bit of side yard there. Just to try and take a look here at this. Yeah, I think that is like it. So you're not really gonna have any wow, that is tight quarters. But you know what? It's so cheap. The neighboring house comes up for sale. Just buy it. Just buy it, tear it down, whatever you want to do. Anyway, that's it. That's it. What I just do here with the Realtor Recon for Artists series. Again, um, I contend that artists such as musicians, painters, and writers should not live in expensive big cities or areas if they can help it. If they have a bit of income coming from their work, they should consider moving somewhere cheap in the sticks and owning property rather than renting. It gives them time to focus on work and building your career rather than having to hold down a day job or be in the rat race, you know? And honestly, if it doesn't work out, you could turn around and sell this place for what you paid for it in a year easily. And you're not going to be upside down really or anything like that. And if you do a little work, I mean, that's fine. Anyway, so that's it for today. That's a pretty good. That is a pretty good deal. That is a really good deal. I uh this would not be the house for me. This would not even be a good example of house that I would want to have a recording studio and art studio in. It's a little bit too big and not enough yard. I'd like a little bit a space around that. But for the right person who wants to move to nowhere where stuff costs nothing and you have a view of the Mississippi River, you couldn't do much better than this. Anyway, that's it for today. And I'm Mark Rushton of markrushton.com. And I'm also at markrushtongallery.com. And talk to you later.